So early on, the first title was Jesus Was My Homeboy. And, you know, we got a lot of pushback from the Panthers and from, you know, Fred Hampton Jr. and Mama Cool because, you know, the Panthers did not deem themselves, you know, a Christian organization. So they were like, you know, we're not comfortable with that portrayal. That was that. And it was also the fact that they didn't like this idea of Fred being referred to as a Jesus-like figure.
You can murder a liberator, but you can't murder liberation. You can murder a revolutionary, but you can't murder revolution.
What kind of struck me was when we found the, you know, memo where Hoover talks about, you know, preventing the rise of a Black Messiah. The fact that it was Hoover who called Fred a Black Messiah, not the Panthers calling him a Black Messiah.
Our counterintelligence program must prevent the rise of a Black Messiah.
And here we go.
It's the comic book.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book. It's the comic book. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerdist New Bully. I'm your host Leroy, aka Black Ice, with my co-host.
This is Eli, aka Luscious Jackson. I don't know.
Oh man, we're back with another episode, and yeah, if you notice what's going on, we decided to schedule at a different time. The reason because I don't know if you have been keeping up with what's going on, but the South has been getting pretty hard. Like I said, I walked outside this morning and I saw this outside, Hoth. So I was like, man, what the hell? You know. So yeah, I'm not used to that. So this is
Did your tauntaun freeze before it reached the first marker?
That's always the case. That's always the issue. Eli, I know you're sharing out the link, but can you give us some quick, I don't know, tips on how to drive in this shit? 'Cause like I said, we're from the South. We've never seen this much snow before.
Well, it'd be nice if you had snow plows that plowed your streets, put out salt and sand and shit. Give yourself some traction.
0 for 2 so far, yeah.
But take it slow. Take it slow and know that your car is not going to stop on a dime on ice. You want your car you want to anticipate your stops. That means if you see a stop sign or stop light coming up, you know, start slowing down at least 2 blocks before you get there. You know, take your feet and don't slam on your brakes because you're going to fucking slide. You got to pump them slow so your car starts slowing down, you know, because yeah, I was making fun of you and shit, and then I realized, you know, that pileup that happened in Texas.
Right,
you know?
right. Because I saw that on the news, but
I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't want any of y'all doing that shit. Because I'm up here in Minnesota. Motherfuckers still don't know how to drive in this shit. You know what I mean, there's always accidents every blizzard, and you know when it happens up here. But yeah, you just got to take it slow. You know, you can die at 35 miles per hour.
Right, just slide it. Because I'm just driving last night. Like I said, it's the first time I've ever driven in ice before. I was driving, my car was sliding in there. I was like, wow, what the hell's going on? So I actually opened the door, touched the ground. I'm like, this is sheer ice. This is ice I'm driving on right now. What the hell? I've never seen that before. So yeah, so just insane. But that being said, hold on, let's get to the what do we got here?
616 is in the house.
616. That's what I'm talking about. Freezing, raining as fuck where I'm from right now. It is insane. Like
that's the worst. I mean, if you get up here, if we just get an inch of snow, like a couple inches of snow, that's enough to coat the roads, and then it's slippery. You know, it's slippery after that. So, yeah, I mean, you just be careful, man. Just take it slow. You know.
I mean, I was seeing people spinning out, all kind of stuff like that. It was ridiculous. Who do we got here? Damn, bro. Yeah, it was ridiculous. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of used to it. I mean, up here it's just cold. It is hot. I mean, it's like negative 30. All like, it's not as bad as the polar vortex we got a couple of years ago. It was like 40, 50 below.
and my dog was like pissing steam.
Oh
like
yeah,
his
you could like piss and it would turn to ice on.
Yeah, it was like
on
just
the way
his.
out.
Yeah, he had like piss slushes, icicles on his ass and shit because it was like freezing on contact with the air. It ain't as bad as that, but it's been long. Like we've been in this deep freeze for like going on 2 weeks now, and it sucks. You know,
Like you said, we've just had this just yesterday. They're saying it's going to last until tomorrow. This is we're not used to this.
Like we're starting to warm up. We're finally got to 0 today, 0 degrees. You know,
that's insane. And like I said, this is us. Like Texas, they don't know what to do with this. That's why everybody's spinning out. Because the thing is with Mississippi, there's nowhere to go. So if it snows anything like that, you're just stuck here and that's it. But yeah, you're in Texas and big place like that. We're always going somewhere. Yeah, that's how things get dangerous. So
yeah,
everybody be safe out there. And like I said, Mississippi, stay at home. Just stay at home. Yeah. Now, Eli, if the COVID, now if the COVID numbers are still insane after this, something's up. That's all I'm saying. Not being a conspiracy theory. We'll get to that later on, but I'm just saying. Let me just say, let's move on to the next part of the podcast. Like I said, we're actually behind because since we missed a whole day of podcasts and we got some stuff to get caught up on. So let's do some house cleaning real quick. First we're gonna go to is what's first on here? Oh, Eli, you're up.
Oh, all the old shit. Like, this is
all the old
already.
shit. We way forgot. That's how crazy this week has been. So,
oh yeah, rest in peace to Larry Flynt. Yes, the creator of Hustler magazine, best magazine ever.
You ready for the articles, Eli? We know.
Yeah. Yeah, I educated myself. No, but Larry Flynt was actually an activist for free speech. You know, he took his magazine he got sued by a bunch of people during the 80s by like religious groups, Jerry Falwell, politicians. They tried to sue him, you know, for obscenity charges. And he you know, it was all free. Him and Luke Skywalker, Uncle Luke from
right, Uncle Luke, not Star Wars. Right?
Yeah, from Two Live Crew. Those were like very historic court cases, you know, on obscenity charges and free speech. And he was a proponent of that. He argued that, you know, you don't have to buy this if you don't like it, but I have the right to sell it, you know. So,
right, so you can't ban the music, right? Or the pictures, yeah.
Yeah, so he fought for our free speech, and he, you know, I mean, yeah, it was porn, you know. You can argue these, especially in these days in the woke era, you can argue that he was a misogynist and pornography degrades women and all that. I mean, you can say all that, but he still fought for our rights, and he like got shot by a white supremacist because he had interracial porn in his magazines. So he'd been through the ringer. You know, he went through the ringer for our rights. So rest in peace to Larry Flynt. You know.
Yeah, here we go. Try to cancel him. Gomer. Yeah, Gomer, we are finally recording at your bed, you know, before your bedtime. So so I guess I'm up now? Okay. All right, I'm up now. All right. So I also want to say rest in peace to Mary Wilson of the Supremes. This is. I just want to talk a little bit about this one because this actually, I actually did some not research, but I did some. I know a little something about the Supremes. You know, like I said, you know, the three members of the Supremes. You had Mary Wilson, you had Florence Balance, and you also had, of course, Diana Ross. Just throw them up there real quick. Before they were Supremes, they were called the Premettes, and Mary Wilson was actually the lead singer at the time when they first came out, because she was the best singer in the group, you know, had the best voice. However, one of the lead singers got involved with the record label's manager, Berry Gordy, and all of a sudden you started seeing Diana Ross started becoming more prominent in front of the group. Even though she was the best singer in the group, she's the most prominent in the group. And all of a sudden they start calling the group Diana Ross and the Supremes. And they stuck the other two in the back, you know. So, like I said, that's just how it goes. People saying Mary Wilson, you know, even though she was a great singer, she didn't have the look, you know, like Diana Ross did, you know. Yeah. But, you know, she'll be missed. Woody Harrelson played him twice in the movie.
Yeah, that's right. The People versus Larry Flynt.
The People versus Larry Flynt. Actually, awesome movie. A lot of nudity in it also. So, yeah, definitely go watch that. But yeah, that's all I want to say about. Oh, well, one more thing I also wanted to say about Mary Wilson. Also, like I said, they did not a documentary, but Eli, remember the movie Dreamgirls?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty much that. It's a pseudo biographical thing of not just about Supreme, but about Motown in general. And You Gonna Love Me? Well, that wasn't her. That was from Dreamgirls.
No, I thought didn't she have a song called Dreamgirls or something like that?
No, that was from Dreamgirls.
Oh, well, I don't know. Sorry.
Anyway, yeah, but rest in peace, Mary Wilson. Let's go on with the show. We'll talk about something a little bit nicer. What do we have next on the list? Because I am blind. I can't see. Oh, yeah, this is you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is old news. Yeah, this is we're a day late.
We're getting caught up. Yeah.
we're a day late, so this is all old news now. Yes. Michael Greyeyes is they're doing a Firestarter reboot, and old Stephen King novel. One of my favorite movies from him. It starred Drew Barrymore when she was a little kid, who she had pyrotechnic powers. She's basically Phoenix, or not Phoenix. What's that other the Flame On?
Fire.
She can make
a Human Torch. Yeah,
she's like a Human Torch. She couldn't fly though, but she could create fire from her mind. She's basically an X-Men. That's the thing. Stephen King had a lot of like stories about people with mutant powers. Carrie, Firestarter, people in The Shining were psychic and shit, So
the fucking Green Goblin was in one of his movies. On the face of that truck.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Maximum Overdrive.
Don't know how the hell he got away with that, but okay.
Yeah, best version of Green Goblin on screen ever, I think. But no, in the book Firestarter, there is a native character named John Rainbird, I believe. I didn't know he was native when I was a kid, because because he was played by George C. Scott in the 80s. That white man George C. Scott played the native, so I didn't even know he was supposed to be native back then. Yes, King Book. Yeah, they're all full of superpowers and shit. Even Man Misery had a super villain. Really?
Yeah, I heard y'all talk about it on y'all podcast. Somebody brought up
Misery. Right. He's saying he didn't see Dr. Sleep. He finally saw Dr. Sleep, and
right.
And said it's full of superheroes or whatever. I mean, yeah, right. Like when I was doing the Geek Savs podcast, we reviewed Dr. Sleep, and I believe the episode was called Stephen King's X-Men movie or something like that.
Right.
It's like Dr.
And that
Sleep
was like one of your biggest, like your most listenable hits when we looked at the numbers,
Yeah. So
X-Men,
Dr.
let me click that.
Yeah, Dr. Sleep is basically a bunch of mutants, psychic mutants and shit, But so they finally getting native actor Michael Greyeyes. He's one of our prominent actors that we have, along with Adam Beach. He was on True Detective. He was in Fear the Walking Dead. He was in, of course, Blood Quantum last year, which was an awesome movie that I love. And he's gonna play John Rainbird in the new Firestarter reboot, and I'm cool. I hope it's good. Blumhouse, kind of hit or miss.
King is a mutant biologist.
Blumhouse is hit or miss. I didn't like their Pet Sematary version, so I'm hoping this will be good. So.
Okay, so all right, so Eli, we saw a movie.
We did
see a movie, and just to let you know, this is Black History Month, so we're going to talk about this movie. So,
speaking of Black History Month, that Wu-Tang documentary, of Mikes and Men, it was free on YouTube, all episodes, but it's also free on Amazon Prime. I think because of Black History Month. So go check that out.
Earlier. I would have been watched that.
Yeah.
Well, I got nothing to do for the rest of the day, so I'm definitely, because I always wanted to watch it, but I had no way to watch it. So
yeah, because it was on Showtime, and I never had Showtime, so I never saw it. But it was on YouTube for free, and I just saw today it's on Amazon Prime for free. So check it out. It's good. If you're into the Wu-Tang, it's all like, all about like old school rare footage and the whole history of the Wu.
And that's another thing about Black History Month in general. Now, a lot of people debate whether or not they even should be a Black History Month. And I'm talking about like black people debate whether or not should be a Black History Month. You should study your history all month. And you should. You should. But at the same time, if the companies and the corporations are going to get behind it and promote it for their own purposes, what's wrong with that? Okay, yeah, they get something out of it, but we get something out of it too if they start pushing it. So, even with this movie we're talking about right here, we're talking about Judas and the Black Messiah. Funny thing, Eli, do you know the original name of this movie? What they were going to call it?
No.
Jesus Is My Homeboy.
Okay.
Not even making it up. I saw an interview like in 2018 to 2019 with Daniel Kaluuya, and that's what he was calling the movie. Until the Black Panther Party stepped in, it was like, nah, maybe not. So they decided to change it to this. Still was giving
Was that a quote or something, or where that?
He said it. He said it was an interview.
Okay.
He said, "I got a new movie coming out called Jesus Is My Homeboy."
No, I wonder where that title came from. Like, did somebody say that? Like,
what, Jesus Is My Homeboy? That was like a T-shirt back in the 90s.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing to do with this movie.
With the movie, that doesn't. Yeah.
Actually, it kind of does. I mean, because think about it, the name of the movie is called Judas and the Black Messiah. They call him the Black Messiah. So it's almost saying the same thing, but not really saying the same thing.
Yeah, but this title the title Judas and the Black Messiah really points out the theme of this movie.
Movie, right. Because well, first let's talk about what we're talking about in this movie. For those who don't know what this movie is about, like I said, this is a movie about Black history. And the funny thing is, like, I'm going to set the background scene of it. Now, back in the late 60s, you had Malcolm X, you had Martin Luther King, you had Medgar Evers, you had a whole bunch of civil rights leaders at the time. Now, you're wondering, okay, if you had so many civil rights leaders at the time, why weren't there any civil rights leaders afterwards? What happened to them? Well, this movie kind of explains it, basically saying the FBI stepped in, and one of the Black Panther parties was Fred Hampton. He was there at the time. Be honest with you, Eli, I didn't really know too much about I knew the name, but I didn't know too much about him. The only thing I knew about him is that from a Jay-Z rap verse. Apparently, Jay-Z was born on the same day Fred Hampton died.
Oh, so, okay.
That's a cool trivia, hip-hop fact, whatever like that. But anyway, going back to Fred Hampton, they had he was a Black Panther Party member. He was like one of the last ones of their prime heyday before they went under, like I said, Huey P. Newton in jail, Bobby Steele in jail. So he was there. And he was getting so big that he was actually recruiting like rednecks to the Black Panther Party. That's how big he was.
Yeah.
They called it the Rainbow Coalition. He had these Confederate, redneck, racist white people teaming up with him. He had Puerto Rican teaming up with white
American Indian movement was a part of that. Yeah.
Right. It was called the Rainbow Coalition. Why would they all join up with him? Because he was saying black, white, whatever. We're all getting shitted on by the government, so we might as well join forces and let the government know who we are. And then we start breaking down like that. They're like, well, that makes sense. So the FBI stepped in, J. Edgar Hoover stepped in and saw, okay, this guy is getting too powerful. We have to cut them off the knees. We can't let another Malcolm and Martin even get to that point. Cut them off at the knees now. That's what this movie is about. And if you want to know how authentic this movie is, this is actually based on a documentary by the title character of the movie, the Judas of the movie, which was what was the name? Wild Bill O'Neill, Eli? I think what his
something
name
like
was.
That, yeah.
William Wild Bill. So based what the movie was, the FBI basically paid an informant to infiltrate the Black Panther Party, get cool with the Fred Hampton, and spoiler alert, assassinate him. If you didn't know how this movie ends,
counterplow or whatever.
Yeah, so that's basically what it is. So basically, it's the whole movie about how a Judas infiltrates them, and it gets so deep. The stuff they talk about this movie, like it wasn't just him. They had so many snitches and informants inside the Black Panther Party that were just ready to take them under. And it was just, man, it was something. Like, me, Eli. Like I said, we watched American Skin. There, these other movies come out, and I was like, okay. As of now, I had my fill of these black trauma movies. That just exploit black trauma and just sell it back to us. I get my fill of this, but I have to say, this was a well-made movie. If nothing else, so like a well-shot, well-directed movie.
The performances,
the performances
were great. Yeah,
the scenes were great. Everything, it had you engrossed in it. Now I've seen a lot of people when I watched other reviews about it, like it made you feel sympathetic for the informant in the movie. Nah, fuck that guy. I didn't feel. I was waiting for him to get killed at any moment.
I was very pissed off and bummed out after watching this movie.
I was too.
Yeah.
Like, cause they had, like I said, they have documentaries on, Fred Hampton's life. They have the interview that, Wild Bill O'Neill gave up, I think, on YouTube, something like that. And I was like, this movie took too much out of me. I can't watch this. Not back to back,
Yeah.
But also my thing is that if you're going to see a movie like this, at least make it a well-made, entertaining movie. I got to see Hampton was only 20. Yes, he was only 21.
Yeah, he was only 21. I was like, damn. For him to be that young to accomplish it that much.
Right.
But,
But they pointed that out. They kept saying how he was young. He was young. He was inexperienced. He didn't write down his speeches before he came in. He kept fumbling over his words. His points kind of just rambled all over the place because he was young and inexperienced. The youth was still there, but they saw the potential of what he could be. So that's when the FBI stepped in. Now, like I said, as far as the FBI stuff, this is not some conspiracy or something like that. Henry Kissinger put the documentaries out. They tried to cripple the black community in the 70s. Flooding drugs, making sure that another, civil rights activist didn't pop up. This is all documented, Oscar potential. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, at least nominated,
Absolutely.
For the performances. Somebody better get a for Oscar actor nod anyways.
Right. Daniel Kaluuya, like I said, everybody in the movie played, even the FBI informant. I mean, even the FBI, played a great role into it. Even them, like you hated him, but you're like, damn, he's acting his ass off while you hate him. So you can't knock it. It made you really feel like that. And the thing is, you know it's coming. It's coming. You're dreading it. You're just like, oh man. Eli, I wanted to Google what was going to happen so bad, but didn't want to spoil it for myself.
There was that sense of dread that was popping up because if you're familiar with what happened, and I guess it comes down to the point where like, do I want to see this happen? You know what I mean?
Right.
And they show it happening. They show it. It was a powerful moment. The decision to show his wife's face,
right,
that was a powerful moment. That was a good decision because I don't know if I wanted to see that.
Right. I mean, like I said, I don't like to be depressed after watching a movie. I know a lot of people get kicks out of that, but I really don't like to, be traumatized watching movies, stuff like that. I like to, be entertained when watching a movie. I'm not gonna say it was an entertaining movie, but it gave a lot of information. It gave the information you needed to know. Like we keep talking about what we're talking about, the Tulsa, Oklahoma riots. The massacre. Like I said, they keep drilling ahead. We've seen that so many times before, so we get that. We get slavery. We get Martin Luther King. But this, like I said, the Black Panther Party, as far as like my knowledge on all Black history, is kind of like my weak spot where I don't know as much as I feel like I should. So this gave some good information right here. And plus, like I said, and I think Fred Hampton also popped up in another Netflix movie. What was that movie called? The Seven Trials of Chicago.
Oh, the Chicago 7. Was he in there?
Chicago 7. He's in it. He's not like it's not about him, but he does show up in it.
I did see that though. Yeah, I did see that. But I think they did mention the Black Panthers in that movie. Yeah, but it did its job. I was really angered by when I was done watching this movie, and I didn't want to look at any, interviews or any other documentaries on this shit because
not back to back. It was just a little bit too emotional at the time. So
and I did the mistake of watching it like at 2 a.m. So I was like pissed off and bummed out at 4 a.m. and shit.
I'm gonna go to work, slap a coworker and shit.
It's one of those.
It's one of those triggering movies. Just like American Skin. Now the thing about American Skin, like I said, everybody keeps saying American Skin, and I hate to compare the movies, but I feel like American Skin was almost shot like a TV movie. It was kind of just there. Where this felt like a movie. It almost felt like a Scorsese movie. Like, don't get mad at me. I'm just saying it was in that vein. It was in that vein.
Yeah. No,
you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Donnie Brasco.
Okay, yeah.
In that vein, kind of like Donnie Brasco. Same way, he was undercover, getting close to him. You can have the guy from Get Out, a great actor for sure. Lakeith Stanfield, even though he was a piece of shit in this movie, great performance.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell that he did feel guilty what he was doing, but he still did it. That's the thing. He still did it.
Right.
Just to save his own neck, that's what, because you can tell he didn't want to, but he still got paid. He got paid to do it. And it's gonna piss me off and shit.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's talk something a little bit more cheery. Let's talk about something more cheery. Before we get to the more bullshit. But anyway, let's talk about this episode of WandaVision.
Okay, let's talk about WandaVision.
Yeah, this has made us all figure, like I said, we like to see stuff that's entertaining, and it's entertaining us, like I said. So all those that saw WandaVision, Eli, what'd you think about this episode?
I liked it. I've been digging every WandaVision episode since the get-go. I dig this show. Like I said last week, this is probably one of the best shits the MCU has ever done.
It's up there. They're saying right now it's the #1 show on, in the world right now. Like everybody's watching this. It's funny how people just hated like the first 2 episodes we thought were good, everybody just flipped on a dime to what's going on now that they realize what's going on. So
yeah, I mean, they're doing like it was like the Malcolm in the Middle and the more.
And that's the thing that got me, because they're doing Malcolm in the Middle, but Malcolm in the Middle was in the 2000s. So they just gonna just skip the 90s?
Well, then wasn't was Full House in the 90s though?
Well, that is true.
Well, last week was like.
Well, it was like it did have some Full House stuff in the last episode.
Full House, Family Ties.
Family Ties. Family Ties was 80s, pure 80s. But yeah, this one was more like 2000s, because like I said, they were playing Dance Dance Revolution, which was in the 2000s, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're going to more tropes. The comic actor,
the Halloween costumes.
The comic. That's what sold me on it. Elizabeth. Oh no, I should have put this picture up. Elizabeth Olsen has no right to look as good as she does in that costume as cosplay. I'm not even on the like she's hot. No, I'm just saying the way she looked in it. That just looked like she gets to walk around that, and I'd be. I'd still pay to see a Scarlet Witch movie and stuff like that. Like I said, even this scene right here, this is straight out of like an X-Men Avengers comic in the 90s. Come to life. Yeah. Just the way she's doing it, just with that freeze frame. So I'm just like,
Or when Vision is trying to break through the barrier and he starts like disintegrating, that was like right out of House of M. Like how the people
just the way
were like
disappearing and stuff.
Like the pixelating and they were disappearing and shit,
Right. So just so many things. Like we said, we got Tommy and Billy finally got their powers. For those that don't know, Tommy and Billy are in the comics. They're called Wiccan and Speed. You see Scarlet Witch back then, all stuff like that. Same thing. He's fast. He's weird. Same thing. So pretty cool. They're starting to come to forth their powers. We finally have Quicksilver in the story now. Eli, I'm starting to get suspicions. Now. Everybody was talking about, this is kind of the MCU and the X-Men universe are going to collide. I'm not starting to think that. I know we don't want to do theories, but I'm going to say a theory. I don't think that's Quicksilver. Any of them. I don't think that's the X-Men one. I don't think that's the Avenger one. I think that's an imposter just acting like he's Quicksilver because he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know any of Wanda's background. He's too inquisitive. How'd you do it, Wanda? How'd you do it? He's asking too many questions, Yeah. So it's making me wonder about him. And especially that commercial. The commercial this time was really specific.
The commercials are starting. Yeah, if you like the nature of the show now is following the nature of how Scarlet Witch is starting to realize how things are breaking down. Vision is getting suspicious. She got suspicious of Monica and kicked her out. So now the commercials are starting to reflect that. That was a fucked up commercial.
Right. But I think what the commercial was trying to say is like the shark was saying, I'm snacking on your magic. I think whatever force this is trying to make Wanda use her powers so it can feed off of it, feed off her energy. I think it was going on, which may come in the reason why she's losing control on some of the stuff like the kids, Vision, things like that. Made my theory. We'll see.
Well, it also, who's doing what now? Because he's even talked, because they're doing the Quicksilver was like making reference. Oh, it's probably part of your trauma, and you bury. He kept making those.
It'd be taken two ways. Like, what do you mean? Is it like a sitcom thing? He just saying? Was he saying something deeper than what's going on?
Or like when they say, or when the time we were trick or treating back in Sokovia, and then they cut to them little kids, and you hear like bombs and shit.
He didn't say Sokovia. That's the thing. He said something else completely different.
Yeah, whatever. When they were kids, but then you heard like bombs and shit going off in the background.
Right, because they grew up in a war zone.
Yeah, and so, but they were making light of it.
Right, but it was also like one of those cuts, like in Malcolm, because like I said, since we're doing the Malcolm in the Middle, that's how we know we're in the 2000. Because notice that the laugh track is gone. No more laugh track. So what happens now, whenever they're telling a joke in a sitcom instead of a laugh track, they'll have the cute music. Doom, doom, doom. Same thing in here. Or how all these TV shows, remember, like Family Guy. Remember when they always telling a joke and they cut to something? That's what they did in this,
Yeah.
So I thought it pretty cool. But something interesting also caught my attention also when Quicksilver said to Tommy and Billy, raise hell, you little hell spawns. I'm like, wait, what?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, we already got suspicions. So,
yeah.
Some people even say that at the beginning when Quicksilver did the devil horns at the beginning, that may be a thing. We don't know. We don't know how far we're going with this, but yeah. But anyway, like I said, the mystery is building. We're going to find out next week who is Monica's guy, her aerospace engineer guy.
Oh, yeah, the engineer.
Yeah.
I was pushing for Forge, but that it ain't gonna be forged.
It ain't gonna be forged. We'll see. Mephisto confirmed. There we go. Mephisto confirmed.
Yep, everybody's Mephisto.
Everybody's saying Mephisto. I bet you Marvel's gonna do some lame shit like his Chthon or some shit like that from.
Well, that's the thing is like I think everybody's expecting an Avenger or some big character to show up because Mando gave us Luke. It gave us, Bo-Katan.
I'm so glad you said. Yeah, I'm so glad you said.
And it gave us Ahsoka. So everyone's expecting, Captain America or the Hulk or somebody from the Avengers movies to show up.
Right, but see, that's
the thing. The thing should show up.
Pay attention to clues.
Yeah, Ben Grimm, it's clobbering time. Come on.
Because I lost my train of thought about this. So it was something I was going to say.
I mentioned Mando.
Mando, yeah, Nightmare. Yeah. Nightmare's lame. No one cares. It would make more sense to be Nightmare, but they've hyped it up so much. People just say Nightmare, be like, okay, yeah, because this is some shit he would do, But yeah, about the Mando thing, like they might have bit themselves and shot themselves in the foot with that Mando because I think in an interview, like either Elizabeth Olsen or Paul Bettany said, they asked him a question like, are you guys going to have a Luke Skywalker level reveal at the ending? And all they said was, yeah, we got some big shit planned. That's it. But they ran with it just like, they said a Luke Skywalker level. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be Magneto flying in? Or, is it going to be Luke Skywalker? All kind of shit,
Like, oh shit! All we had was Doctor Strange. Damn it! We better have Thanos come back.
Right now, when Doctor Strange does show, they can be like, "Oh man,
that's it. Just Doctor Strange."
Doctor Strange. Okay.
And Wong. And Wong's here too.
Wong's here too. Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, I'm excited to see what they happen to that. My favorite thing at the end when she expanded the bubble and she caught the sword agents and they all turned into clowns. I was like, because that's what Wanda thinks of them. Y'all a bunch of clowns. So yeah. All right, hold up. Let's see. We got some more.
Doc Strange showing up.
Oh no, he meant you mean Doc Savage? I think you mean or whatever. Whoever shows up.
Doc or Doctor.
Right, Doctor or Doctor is very specific. Very specific. Anyway, let's move on past that. Let's go to the shit. Because we wanted. Right, we wanted to storm home for the storm.
Damn, this is old
shit.
Too.
This is old too. Nobody's talking about this shit anymore, but I feel like we got to talk about it. So it's a thing. Like I said before we start, Eli. Like I said, Baby Yoda warned us. He warned us. We didn't pay attention. I knew something right about our ass. So yeah. For those that don't know what's going on, like I said, we're talking about Gina Carano. Like I said, she said some things on social media. Disney put out a statement basically saying, they don't approve of the stuff she's saying, and basically saying she will not be back for season 3. Netflix.
It's a Netflix defender.
That's not going to be a Luke Skywalker level. Iron Fist showing up.
Luke Cage, if they brought Luke Cage back.
He gonna look at Darcy. Did you say you want some coffee?
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Thanks, folks. I'll be here all week. Okay. What we talk? Damn, comments coming in. This is why we need to record back at midnight again.
Yeah, we got all these comments, all these
right. You say it's canceled the show. Yeah, Shangri-La.
Shangri-La.
They did say Shangri-La. They did say Shangri-La. Yeah, and that is a thing in Marvel. So yeah. All right. So going back to what's going on right now, like I said, we talked about. We'll come back to the comments, guys. Talk about Gina Carano. Like I said, she said some things on social media. Disney didn't agree with it, and they fired her. Now people saying this is cancel culture. This is against free speech. This is 1984 Big Brother. This McCarthyism. Like it's not. It's not McCarthyism. And 1984 Big Brother had nothing to do with this. So did you even read the book?
Yeah, Gina Carano is not being locked up.
Right.
She is not being executed for what she said.
Right.
Chill the fuck out, you pussies.
Right. Here's the thing. Gina Carano did not get canceled. Gina Carano got fired. There is a difference. She went against company policy. They repeatedly told her over and over again, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that.
For a long time. They've been wearing her for a while,
right.
Man.
And what did she keep? And then she decided to go, no, I'm going to do it. So what do you expect to do? What do you expect your company to do if the company tells you don't do something and you do it anyway? Yes, you complain about the leftist propaganda and all stuff like that. Look, if you work at McDonald's and you scream to the customers, Burger King has the best burgers, they're gonna fire you. You can't say they're gonna fire you because of free speech. They have policies. Don't do that. Like, and let's talk about
Burger King's a bunch of Nazis.
Right. Right. Or McDonald's are the real Nazis. Go to Burger King.
You can't,
Just don't say shit like that. We're at a place now in 2021. If you go to work without your mask, they won't let you in the building. They will fire you. That is not infringing on your speech. Now, Eli, can we talk about this for a second? Can we talk about this mask? This is not my mask. Not my mask. I'm just saying mask in general. This is not political propaganda. Wearing a mask or not wearing a mask, like saying mask, or saying just in general, COVID is a hoax. That is not a political statement. That is dumb. That is being dumb. That is being ignorant. That is ignoring
being an
science.
Asshole. Yes.
That's ignoring science. This is not a political stance. They are not. I don't know how did we get this far?
That's the thing. I mean, we can go on about her political views
but I'm just saying, this is not a political view.
Yeah, and the thing is, her transphobic statements that she said in the past,
right?
And the stuff about comparing,
they stole the election.
They stole the election. All the shit that led to the Capitol riots. That's the thing is that all those views and attitudes that they have led to the Capitol. It's a danger now. They're dangerous views.
People just saying it's just words. Look what words did.
Yeah. So she's taking on a dangerous point of view, and
And here's the thing: it is a free country. You can say whatever you want to say, but keep in mind there's two things. You can say whatever you want to say, but that doesn't mean you're free from consequences.
Yeah.
Also, she can say whatever dumb shit she wants to say, but she can't say it while collecting a Disney check.
Yeah. Disney, a family company that, all about flowers and rainbows and foofy shit.
They can put up with Nazis and all this shit.
I'm surprised they put up with this because they fired James Gunn.
That's why they put up with it, because of James Gunn. They didn't want to. I got another one. Jump the gun.
Oh,
yeah, I got another. Anyway, but because they fired him so quickly, they knew they were going to get backlash with whatever they do with Gina Carano. So basically, they gave her enough rope to hang herself. Like, we're not going to do anything. We're going to step back. So let her keep doing shit. Like,
after the last one, I heard Favreau was like begging her, like, you got to chill the fuck out.
Like, what? We're not even saying you have to agree with this shit people saying. Like, if you have your political views, okay, have your political views. Just don't say dumb shit. You're fucking up your own check. They was about to give you a TV show. They canceled your toys. They're probably going to give you a fucking video game. Just shut the fuck up. How hard is that?
Yeah.
You didn't have to come out and say you agree with any of the shit Disney doing. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I had Trump supporting workers. And we got along just fine because I didn't say shit and they didn't say shit.
Right. It's just that simple.
It's basically like the fucking the what's it, the hard lemon iced tea or whatever. What's that shit? The video, the guy getting smacked. You keep saying dumb shit. Sooner or later, you're gonna say it to the wrong motherfucker, and something's gonna happen. And that's what she kept doing. You know?
to her boss.
Yeah,
like I said, you want to complain about free speech? Go to your job right now. Curse out your boss. Call your boss every single name under the sun, and see if you make it to the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, she can now.
Well, she can now. You can say whatever you want to say now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. You can tell Disney to go eat a dick now. And
that's the thing. Like people are upset about, Gina Carano. What does Gina Carano do? Look, she already got another job. She got hired by Ben Shapiro of all people. Hey, whatever. I'm not gonna judge. That's she doing. And you know what? I've always said this, Eli. I've been saying this for the longest, since everybody hates the way that Hollywood is leftist and Hollywood is liberal. Go make your own shit. Just go do something else.
Kirk Cameron does.
Right. Kirk Cameron nobody can tell Kirk Cameron what the hell he want to do. He just do whatever he wants to do. Yeah. Look, in the age of social media, there are no more gatekeepers. Hell, Hollywood is crumbling as we speak right now. It's a house of cards. So you can just do and just go wherever you want to go. You want to make some Trumpish shit with Ben Shapiro? Go do that. There's obviously a market for it. Trump has 74 million voters. So that's your market right there. Yeah. Go make some other shit. If you don't like what Disney doing, go do something else. That's all.
Yeah.
So
don't
complain about it. Don't be mad because you got.
She's gonna be all right.
She's gonna be
gonna
fine.
be all right.
Yeah,
you know,
and we're gonna be all right too. I am not going. They're not going to CGI her out of the Mandalorian. You know, I'm still gonna watch Deadpool. You know,
and that's
she's
my
gonna be
thing.
fine.
Yeah, and that's my thing with I've always I had my issues with cancel culture, and I think it's bullshit. And I've said this over and over. But for me, it's about
accountability.
Yes, I mean, I think especially ignorant. The shit she's saying is ignorant, and you
dangerous.
but you can remedy ignorance through understanding and education. And I think everybody deserves to reach that. That's why I was like, oh, let's not shit all over her and make her feel even worse, and then she's gonna go even further. You can hey, bring them back into the fold. Hey, reach and understand. That's why I think cancer culture is stupid. But she kept saying the shit. I don't know, man. And it's so disappointing because I've been a fan of Gina Carano since she was an MMA fighter, like 10, 15 years ago, way before. Yeah,
she is.
Yeah, I was a fan of Gina Carano way before Ronda Rousey was ever a thing. When Dana White wouldn't even sign her to UFC. Now he's got all this shit to say. Now all of a sudden he gives a fuck when he wouldn't even sign her to the UFC back in the day. So yeah, I've watched her, do these shitty ass movies, and like the Mando's the coolest thing. The Mando and Deadpool.
Hey, she was in Fast and the Furious. Just
was
saying.
she? Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
She was one of the chicks that
Yeah, but that like the Mando's the coolest shit she's ever done. So. Yeah. So I mean, I find it really disappointing and just frustrating, and it's stupid. And I think,
like I said, cancel culture is stupid. We need to, because we're too quick to just get rid of people just for no reason, just because something they said, something they did. But like I said, her job had to do something. Like I said, she's saying all this stuff on company time. Something's gonna happen. People get fired every fucking day. Another McDonald's analogy. Like I said, people get fired for even stupider stuff. If you drop the fries on the ground at McDonald's, you are not gonna make it through the rest of the day. You can get mad at McDonald's all you want. That's just how it goes.
I end up in Facebook jail every 2 weeks over saying some shit to somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like I said, it's a thing. It happens. So yeah, like I said, she will be fine. She will land on her feet. Yeah, don't worry about Gina Carano.
She is not a victim.
Right.
She's just an idiot who got fired on her day off.
That's it. Cliff, what it do? Gina, she fired us. Pretty much. Oh, I gotta read I missed the last part. Yeah. Yes, fuck that Gina, she did fire herself.
Yeah.
Cliff nailed it. Cliff hit it right on the head. All right, let's move on past this. Now,
Boogie. You see Boogie's in the house.
Oh, Boogie in the house? What Boogie at?
Yeah, they're right there, man. Why in the hell you got? Yeah, we're live right now.
I'm blind
to fuck up your dinner time.
Yes, we talked the whole 10 minutes about that, Boogie. Yes, we have nothing to do right now. So, all right, let's get to it. The shit that everybody's excited about. We're in a lighter mood now. Let's talk about the Snyder Cut. Okay, so
I suppose it happened. I guess we can.
Yeah, we can talk about the Snyder Cut. Like I said, Eli, I know you talked about it. I know you saw some things about it. Like I said, we have a picture of it. Well, I'm trying to see if I can find it. Can't find it. Doesn't matter. But like I said, we have Black Suit Superman. We have Darkseid is in there. Now, did you see the people he had with him? He had Darkseid on the other side. The old lady was Granny Goodness. Confirmed. So all this, pretty cool. So, like I said, I want everybody to
that closely.
Oh yeah, you didn't freeze frame it.
I didn't freeze frame or any of that shit.
Come on, Eli. Oh, let's see what we got. If the Weather Channel fall like it really was. We're diverse.
Yeah, you missed my fucking my driving tutorial too.
Yeah, we gave. What were we talking about? Okay, so like I said, we're not going to talk long about the Dice Thing. I just want to make sure everybody understands about the Snyder Cut is that it's going to be 4 hours long. So before you sit down and think you're just going to just jump in, jump out, know what you're getting into. This is going to be the Zack Snyderist movie that Zack Snyder has ever Zack Snyder. So just let you know, there's going to be no studio interference. They step back and let you do whatever the fuck you want to do. Go nuts. This is what you're getting. So don't get mad because, like I said, you've seen the Zack Snyder movie before. You know what you're getting. So be excited or not be excited. No, I'm saying, are
we going to get Dawn of the Dead or are we going to get
Oh no, we're
BVS.
we're gonna get BVS times 20. That's what
We could get 300, or we could get.
Now, is 300 really as good as we make it out to be now when you look at it again? I'm just wondering. Like, it was awesome at the time in the theaters when we saw it. If you really watch the movie again, it was just a bunch of sweaty dudes with abs punching dudes for like 90 minutes. There really wasn't much to it. 4 hours.
4 hours.
4 hours hanging in there. And
it's not going to be episodic. It's just going to be 4 hours long.
I'm talking shit. 300 was awesome. It wasn't. This is Sporter. I had to think. I was getting confused with that.
Are you being like Gomer? Like, well, in today's time, does it hold up?
Yeah, it was popular in 2016 or whatever the shit came.
But it's trash now.
Nobody knows what Quantum Leap is. 12 Hour Streets. Oh yes, shitting on the movie the whole time. It's gonna be like Batwoman. Sounds like the entire DC universe is in it. Is this BVS? Yes, it is going to be nuts. Like I said, it's gonna be, and this is it. This is the last Zack Snyder Justice League thing. DC has confirmed it. Zack Snyder confirmed it. When this is done, this is it. There will be no Justice League 2, no Justice League 2.5, no Darkseid War, none of that shit. This is it. So savor it, because they're moving on.
Yeah.
As we should.
Yeah, I really got. I was
yeah,
like,
we got nothing on it.
The Joker's in it. Oh yeah, for like 3.
Oh yeah, we
seconds.
live in a society. He said it. He said the thing. He said the thing. Like, okay.
Yeah, like that's gonna be like a couple minutes, a scene that's like a couple minutes long in a 4-hour movie. So
yeah. I do want to say this one thing about it. Okay, as far as Joker, Jared Leto thing, like I said, I've never been sold on Jared Leto's Joker. I've never been sold on Jared Leto. What is it y'all see in this guy? Y'all keep making this guy out to be this thing. Jared Leto's gonna why do y'all get excited for anything he's in? He's just that dude who got his ass beat in Fight Club. That's all I know him from. So yeah,
no more Face That Joe. It's before he was a juggalo, yeah.
Right. Even though it's in the future, but whatever. All right. So this is something something that came out this week also. This is actually more newer than the stuff we're talking about. What about I'm on the wrong thing.
What the hell is that?
My bad. Okay, so myth debunked. Now, everybody had Nintendos growing up, NES controller cartridges, things like that. And whenever the cartridge didn't work, what did you do? You blow into the controller. Well, studies show that didn't work. It never worked. You did it for no reason. And I wanted to let everybody know that I agree with this article that came out because no, it didn't work. No. Now, I always because and here's the thing, Eli, I never had issues with my cartridge. You know why? Because when I was done playing, I put them back in the box they came in and put them in the dresser. Now, when I went over to my cousin's house, all I see is game cartridges all over the place. The dogs licking on them. Gum is on top of them.
They're a coaster. There's a can of soda on one.
my younger baby cousin's chewing on one of them. Shit like that. And then he wondered why the game don't work when he put it in. Well, let me just blow on it. That shit's not gonna work. It never did. So.
No, you know what worked? And this is somebody from... It wasn't GameStop. It was called something else back in the day. But it was a video game store. They said, no, when you put it in, basically shove it to the side.
You angle it.
Yeah. Yes. If it didn't load right away, it's because it wasn't.
Now, see, if we frame this and make it a thumbball, people gonna think there's some sexual shit. Like,
yeah. But,
yeah, you gotta turn it.
You gotta turn it, and you're like,
well, we just got canceled. You
just sit there and you think.
Yes, this is science. This is science right here. Oh, let's see. Yes, he was. So that's my whole thing about that. I just wanted to bring it up. Let's talk about what else we got here. Real quick, just going to talk about this. The Last of Us has confirmed there are people that's going to be in it. I don't know who the girl is. Eli, I think you do. I don't have the picture from.
Some girl from Last of Us?
The Last of Us, yeah. Girl from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she's on Game of Thrones.
She's going to think so. You know her. I don't watch the show, so I don't know. But the Joel, like the male dude on the show, is going to be Pedro Pascal. So that's gonna be pretty cool. A lot of people are feeling rumors that because of the whole Gina Carano thing, they're saying that he's leaving Mandalorian to go do another show. Like, he can do more than one show at a time. He's an actor. Yeah. But here's who the internet first said who was going to be Joel from The Last of Us. Marshall Ali. Like, that was a real article that put it about there. So even though they took it down and said it wasn't true, Once the internet saw it, they took off with it, just ran with it. They were like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" You know. That's only with big gals. Oh yeah, that is true. Pedro Castella Joe. Let me see who we got. A big one right here. This is. Oh yeah, that's this your address. You were under siege. You were under. Oh, it's a tongue twisting riddle. Okay, hold up. I got you. You are a doughboy. There's a police. You're under arrest. You were undressed. You were under the dress. You know the drill. Put down your ankles behind your head and spread. Is that an Eminem verse or something? I don't know.
Oh, should I beatbox over it?
No, this is not Etrick and the Demon. Only when Etrick and the Demon we're reading his verses. That's it. Oh shit! All right, can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I never finished Last of Us, so I don't know how the shit ended because
the first one, or the second one.
The first one. I only played the first one. I never finished it because I got time for these long ass games and shit. You know, but
I played. Yeah.
There's a movie called The Girl with All the Gifts. It's basically The Last of Us. You know, plant zombies in the future and shit. Watch that shit. I think it's on HBO Max. The Girl with All the Gifts. Watch that shit. You won't be disappointed. And it's not too scary either, Leroy.
Okay, so I'm making sure. That's my next question. Okay, I don't want no large Mars shit in this now. Patriots cast everybody's single dad. That's the thing. He's always going to be somebody's dad somewhere. All right, like I said, this is the comic book bullies, where we talk about comic books. And Eli, I think I'm going to start off with the big one.
Sure, because I didn't read shit that I cared about. So yeah,
okay, I read one thing I cared about. Because like I said, for some reason, I don't know what the hell Marvel's doing, but our Black Panther comics are getting like scarce. So whenever you find a good one, you got to hang on to it, you know. So like I said, this week they gave us a King in Black tie-in, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, this was called King in Black, Black Panther #1. Now, here's the thing about, for those that haven't been keeping up with Marvel, don't know the whole history behind it. Now, anytime there's a Marvel crossover where there's an alien invasion, there's always a crossover title where there's a one-shot where you just see Black Panther and Wakanda just fucking up everybody. So basically, every place on Earth is getting fucked up except Wakanda. Why? Because they killed everybody and gotten rid of the fuck out, you know. So that's how things go. So just like, and that was one of the best examples that is in when the secret invasion happened, where the Skrulls came to Wakanda and they left in body bags, basically called See Wakanda and died. That was actually referencing this, but let's go to it and see what we got going on. So yeah, so basically how the book starts off is that, like I said, it's a King of Black story. In the first book, of course, you know, the first thing they did is they took out Storm, you know. So Black Panther is, you know, reminiscing about Storm. He was like, yeah, Storm is trapped, but I don't have time to worry about that. I got to stay focused. Got to keep my eyes on the prize, you know. So we go to, a bunch of fighting and shit like that. We go to Shuri, and basically Shuri is just saying, you know, this is an infection. This is not an invasion. This is an infection. She's like, how can you say that? You know, this is... You know, and that's when Okoye is like, what the hell are you talking about? It's an infection. No, we're getting killed out there. And this is why, like, sure, she pulled a boss move right here. Take your hand off me. You know, remember who I am. You know, she had to pull rank on it, like, I'm sorry, my princess, you know. That's when T'Challa comes in, you know, and that's when he's saying, you know, yeah, everything sure is right. And here's what I like about the characterization of T'Challa. You know how they, all of a sudden, they made sure, like, super smart, something like that? She's actually not smarter than T'Challa. All the shit she knows, he knows that and more. You know, so he's coming back behind, you know, checking her science and shit like that. You're like, okay, you think you figured out? Okay, this is what we're going to do. So he puts folks out, you know, military strategy, stuff like that. He tells Okoye to go get the hand of Bass or some shit like that. And he tells Shuri to go get something else while he goes to the vault and does something else, you know. But he keeps having flashbacks about, you know, Storm's in trouble. But he got to keep his eye on the prize. He got to stay focused, you know. So... Oh, and there's also this thing coming. Where is this thing? This thing right here. So there's this dragon that flies around all over the planet. It's like a venom symbiote dragon that flies over. And what it does, it rains symbiote blood web like that. And when it does it, it venomizes and nullifies everybody there. It turns them up. So it's happened all over Africa. And that dragon is coming to Wakanda. So, all right. So, where do we go? Here, Shuri, shadow cloning herself. Some weird shit. Not going to talk about it. Whatever. Yeah, but nothing happens, you know, with that.
Those are cool panels.
Yeah, I mean, let's say the art in this is pretty good. While all this is going on, and
just
all
the panel format, how that's like a hexagon and shit. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and then you got T'Challa, while all hell's breaking loose in Wakanda. he actually went and took Claw's thing and took his sonic emitter, stuff like that, because like I said, it's symbiotes and their weakness is sonics and fire and shit like that. But the thing is, they
don't work on these ones.
Well, the thing is that they do work, but you gotta amplify it or some shit. Like if you just do like the regular shit, it's not gonna work. So like
they need super fire.
Right, he's gonna
vibranium fire or whatever.
Right, they're getting like super duper powerful shit like
cosmic fire.
Right, and then he said like I figured out what these symbiotes are. They basically work like Reed Richards' unstable molecules in his costumes. I already know how to beat that shit. I just didn't tell him I know how to beat that shit. So he's doing all this shit figuring out, and that's when the dragon shows up. T'Challa was actually waiting for the dragon to show up in Wakanda and venomize everybody. Shuri turns into, she gets nullified.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and that's the hand of bass right there. So that's the hand of bass where it jumps out and it attacks the dragon. That's why he's waiting for the dragon to get here.
Is it like a fucking panther?
Yes, panther? it's a energy panther that Okoye is transforming. Okay, so this panther they created to kill the Dark Phoenix if it ever shows up in Wakanda. They just didn't tell anybody about it, So they decided to unleash it and go ahead and use it to attack that dragon, What if we're going to? So they got a big fight. Okoye wins, kills the dragon, stuff like that. And that's when T'Challa shows up and he goes to like the top of like whatever that Panther Mountain or whatever, like he goes to the top of it, takes, because they got the energy barrier over Wakanda. He takes it, shoot it at the energy barrier, but he configure it where it shoots off like a huge ass EMP all over Wakanda. Kills all the venom symbiote things in there instantly. And the blast is so big, you can see it from space. I'm trying to see if I can get there. Dude. Fuck, I'm fucking up. Yeah, right there. So, like I said, the whole world has been covered up with goo from the symbiote world, except for Wakanda. That's the only place. And then that's when Shuri asks, is Wakanda okay? He's like, yes, Shuri. Wakanda is forever.
Well, what the hell? Like,
and you can see, like,
when they don't need Thor, then they just bring.
Right, they just did this shit. They didn't need Storm. The fucking just did this shit themselves. So yeah, so that's what's going on with it. But like I said, awesome book. Like I said,
Sentry, like they didn't like Sentry got ripped in half and
right. They should have sent Black Panther in. If they should have did, instead of sending Sentry in, what did it say? The Mo 420, he Radio Raheem. Storm got that fire. Yeah, he loves Storm, man. After he did this shit, he's gonna get Storm back. He's gonna do that. But yeah, but like I said, this book awesome. I'm gonna say 5 out of 5. Like I said, it's rarely when you get a Black Panther book today. Cause like I said, we're trying to get Coates out of there. We got to finish up his whatever run. Jason Aaron, I don't know what the fuck he's doing with that shit. I know people like it. I know people like it.
Coates is in that he gets interviewed in that Wu-Tang documentary.
Does he? I'm not talking shit about Coates. Like I said, he's awesome. But Black Panther run is, So like I said, 3 more issues and then the Reign of Terror is over. So yeah. All right. So
I guess I'll do Daredevil. Number 27. I haven't read Daredevil in like a few years now, so I have no idea what was going on. The only reason why I read it was because it was a King in Black tie-in, and it wasn't shit to read this week. I didn't give a shit about anything released, and I was just kind of bored. So I said, "Fuck it, I'll check out Daredevil." So it starts out. We got Wilson Fisk kind of talking about how he should have evacuated. The Avengers warned him to evacuate the city, but he didn't. And then we got Typhoid Mary. She's a symbiote. She's been venomized. And I did not know this. I guess Elektra is Daredevil now.
Oh, yeah. I thought we talked about that, but okay.
No, I haven't read Daredevil in a long time. So I didn't know. I guess Matt Murdock's in jail for some reason. And Elektra is Daredevil. So it's basically, Elektra, Daredevil, fighting Typhoid Mary, who's a symbiote. That's basically the bulk of the book. But then it cuts to Matt Murdock while he's in jail, and all the prisoners. No, it's pretty cool. All the prisoners were getting they're getting venomized and got symbiotes on them and shit. And then Matt Murdock gets a symbiote on him, but he can resist. He can resist. I don't know. I forget. But he can somehow resist. I think because he has faith in God or whatever, something like that. Something lame. Something really lame. But like the whole time, like Null is talking to him in his mind. He's like, "You can't resist me forever." Blah 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 blah. But so he's like fights all the other prisoners who are symbiotes and shit. And then finally he goes to the electric chair because fire and sound don't work on these symbiotes, but electricity.
Okay, so
does.
we're getting some misinformation then.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Okay.
Yeah. So the symbiotes, these Null symbiotes, the dragons, they don't get killed by sound or fire, but electricity affects them. That's why Thor came down and fucked them up and shit.
And
Storm came down. Anybody with electric powers fucks him up. So Matt Murdock jumps into the electric chair and electrocutes himself and kills the symbiote. So he's cool. He's free now.
Okay, what? Hold up. When you electrocute yourself, you also kill yourself. It's like drinking bleach to kill COVID. You know, COVID will die, but so will you.
Well, he's fine. It just killed. I guess maybe it was just enough to kill the symbiote.
Because of Jesus. Okay, Jesus.
Yeah,
man,
You know, he was testifying. I don't know. But yeah, and then he survives. And then then the fight with Typhoid Mary. You know, Elektra jumps off a roof. She can't beat her. She can't beat Typhoid Mary as a symbiote. So she jumps off a roof, lands on a car, and you know she thinks she's dead. Where's the panel right there?
Let me get you in there. You in there. Okay.
Typhoid Mary's she's dead, so she takes off. So I killed Elektra. I'm gone. But it turns out Elektra, because she's a ninja, she slowed down her breathing and her heartbeat, just pretended she was dead.
Okay, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I've seen ninjas do that.
Like at Street Fighter, Sonny Chiba and shit, he did that shit. You know, that breathing technique to slow your heart rate down.
James Bond did it.
Oh yeah,
in one of those, and Die Another Day. The Koreans were torturing him, and he slowed his breathing down to make things.
Oh, that was
and
Pierce Brosnan or whatever.
Yeah, Halle Berry. Yeah, that's how he escaped. He slowed his breathing down to make him think he was dead or whatever.
Yeah, so she did that, and Typhoid Mary thought she was dead, so she took off, and then that's it. So it was pretty cool. 4 out of 5 for just jumping in. Everybody been saying this Daredevil run's is like one of the
Chips
best.
Darcy this, Chips Darcy that.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
I haven't. I jumped off it a while back, and I haven't jumped back on. But I enjoyed this. This was cool. You know, 4 out of 5.
Some more King in Black.
King in Black
stuff is bugging now. Yeah, that's the thing. They had this series going, and then all of a sudden, when King of Black come or any kind of, any kind of crossover comes out, you got to stop what you're doing. Like the sword comic. We had to stop everything they're doing just to tell some King of Black thing. So, yeah. So anyway, I guess I'm up next. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna let you know right now, everything else I read was bullshit. So I'm gonna just fly through it. Let's see. What do I got here? I can't read. What is that? Future State? Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Yeah, there we go. Let's do that one. Okay, so we're gonna do Future State Dark Detective. Like I said, nothing really happened in this book. I wish I could show you what happened in this one. But
nothing happened.
Well, actually, there's one thing that happened. Batman shows up.
Okay.
Both Batman.
Yeah.
The white one and the black one. The white one and the black one. So the white Batman meets the black Batman, and they meet up and stuff like that. So
wasn't this like? I don't care. I was like, one of these times, I thought like he was way in the future, and this was like before all that shit.
Well, that's what they said, but now they're saying it's not. So
whatever, sure, whatever. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, what's going on right now? Batman had just realized that he's finally realized that the magistrate or whatever like that have drones all over the city. He's learned how to catch them, and he's learned how to monitor the city through their eyes. Because if he get one drone, since they're all connected to one network, he can see the city just as much as they can. While he's doing all this shit. Then while he's going, he gets one, and gotta set it up. So that's when, while he's doing his Batman thing, Batman shows up. And you got this cool ass Panther, like, what are you doing in my city? You can't be wearing a mask. They're gonna do blah 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 and all stuff like that. They stare each other down. Whatever. And then that's when they just leave. That's it. It ain't even a thing. They just meet one panel and leave. And black Batman tells white Batman or Batman, whatever, stay at home. And then Batman tells him, that's my line. I say that, that's pretty much it. Other shit happens. I mean, yeah, that's it. That's it. One panel. The rest of it, Batman doing some other bullshit.
This could have been like an awesome moment
None of that shit happened. Yeah.
To explore the character and explore where where he could go, and
they don't have a conversation. Nothing. That was it.
And it's like you have broke ass Batman versus the future Batman. There's so much that they could say.
They do nothing. That was it. That was like, and not even a full panel. Like not even a full page, just a few panels of it. So the book ends. They could have addressed everything y'all bitch about Batman. Right. He could have been saying that shit out there. You never come to the hood. You always,
What are you doing? Just write me a check, bitch.
Right.
He's like, I'm broke, asshole.
Oh man. So anyway, that's the book. That's it. It's other shit happened. There's another backstory behind it with Grifter and Luke Fox. I don't care. Anyway, yeah. 3 out of 5. This was a bait and switch book. This is the definition of bait and switch. Future State is bad. This is bad. This is the only thing we wanted. 2 Batmen fighting each other, and then we just had, like, I don't know. Fuck.
Yeah, I trading places, Batman. Yeah, Cliff just look what Cliff said.
That's what it should have been.
Yeah.
Oh,
No shit.
Cliff, you should have wrote this story.
That sounds even better. I want to see that movie now.
All right, shoot. What you got next?
Should I do Morbius, Bond of Blood? I guess.
Go for it. This is one of those where they just get an old creator that wrote some shit in the 80s and 70s.
It references old characters. It's a retelling of his origin. We get, Morbius's origin story about, how he had that rare blood disease and he was trying to cure it, but his buddy, what's that dude's name? He killed, like, after doing that experiment and the accident happened, he raged out, became the living vampire, and killed his homie. What was his homie's name again? Nikos, his homie. Killed him because he was all enraged from bloodlust, and he's been feeling guilty about it ever since. But then years later, his son, Nico's son, has got like cancers. He's got a rare blood disease. So he wants to help save this kid because he feels guilty about, drinking his dad's blood back in the day, So he goes and finds Mr. Hyde. It's like, yo, I want, you got this, the cure to this kid's blood disease is okay. I'll do it, but you got to go break into Ravencroft and steal my old books, because Hyde went nuts and shit and they kicked him out. So Morbius goes to goes to Ravencroft, gets his secret books, brings them back to Mr. Hyde. Mr. Hyde makes this serum, says, okay, this kid, this will save the kid. Morbius takes it to the kid in the hospital, injects it with them, and it ends up killing him. Like, what the hell, man? So he goes back and fights Mr. Hyde and ends up biting Mr. Hyde and ends up taking his power or whatever, because I guess that's what happens when he can drink your blood and take your like strength and shit. Mm-hmm. So he fucks up Mr. Hyde in the end, and that's about it. I mean, it's just a one shot. It was.
And that's what they do with these books. They get these old creators that are from the 80s and 70s that we remember. Nobody's remember. Yeah. They give them these books that have no effect on continuity whatsoever, don't affect the main storyline, and just it don't even really affect the character.
No, it was fine for what it was. I mean, it's a 3 out of 5. I mean, I was never a big Morbius fan. I mean, I remember him from the Midnight Suns, when I was back in the day with the Ghost Rider and the Howard Mackie shit and, the whole Lilith War. And that's what I remember him from. But I've never been like a huge fan. I only, like I said, it was a slow week. I was bored. It was a number 1. I was like, fuck it. So.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Let's see what we got next. All right. Well, I guess it's on me. So we're going to do another Future State book. Justice League number 2 or something. I don't know what the fuck this is, I guess. Yeah. So let's see. What are we going with this? Boom. All right. So what this book is about, like I said, I don't remember if you remember what happened last time on the book, but yeah, the Justice League were beaten by the Hyper Clan, who are a bunch of white Martians, and they took over the Justice League's body and took over Justice League, House of, what do they call this shit? The International, whatever the fuck, Hall of Justice. They took over Hall of Justice.
Of Pancakes?
Yeah, that's why I'm hungry, man. I'm sorry. I'm stuck in here, can't go anywhere. So they took over Hall of Justice, and it's like weird. And that's when they start thinking like, well, since we're the Justice League, why don't we just pretend to be the Justice League? You know, just do what they're doing. And then that's when the head guy, whatever the fuck his name is, he turns back to his regular one and he blasts the guy who like, no, we're gonna get revenge on what the Justice League did to us. Cause like the old Justice League, like the original Justice League, you know, beat them and stuck them into some place, which is where the new Justice League is at now. So they stuck them into some kind of fire planet to get rid of them because they're white Martians. Fire is their weakness, so they stuck them in a place where, you know, fire is a thing. So, and that's when they finally realized that Martian was the hyperclan that did this. So, but here's the thing: this Justice League, unlike the old Justice League, don't know anything about each other. They don't hang out after work. You know, once they do their thing, they leave. Superman don't even know who Batman is. They've been working for years.
Is that Damian Batman?
No, that's the Black Batman.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's him the whole time. They don't even know.
I'm thinking of Deceased.
Yeah, this not DC's, right? So
Okay, yeah.
they haven't. If they've mentioned Damian, I don't know where Damian's running off to, but he ain't been mentioned yet in Future State. So, like I said, we got Tim Fox running around as Batman. Superman don't know who he is. He was like, "How do we know that one of us aren't a Martian since we don't know anything about each other?" You know, that's when Joe tells them, "Y'all calm down. Even though we don't know each other's names, we've been working along with each other. We know each other. You know, we know things about each other, like Batman, like Superman says to Batman, I use my super hearing to hear you hum when you fight, like you're singing your own superhero theme music." Like, whatever, apparently Flash and Aquawoman got a thing going on, so it's like, so they do know things about each other, even though they don't know each other's names, don't hang out and shit like that. So yeah, that's what's going on. So anyway, Flash, because Flash can vibrate through the molecules and jump to universe. They all jump through the universe and whatever like that and head back to the regular universe with the Hall of Justice. Find the HyperClan. HyperClan turns into the regular ones. They fight them and you got this big fights like that. But the thing is, how do they know who is who? Because they do things to know the other person isn't the other person. Like, I'll show you an example. Just like we talk about, like Batman sings his own theme music. This Batman doesn't sing his own theme music, so that's how Superman knows that he's a Martian. Like, please don't kill me, or whatever, a little shit like that.
What's his theme music?
What is his theme music? I think his theme music
it's
a Benny the Butcher song. Whatever it is, that's it's playing. His bad headphones got Spotify. But yeah, so
brick on my brick,
right? Brick on my brick. Yeah, so stupid shit like that. So they send him back to the fire plant and stuff like that. So and then that's when Flash tried to sneak in. All right, my name is Jess, and your name is, and Batman's like, nah, too soon. So anyway, they cuts down to months later, and the Justice League do hang out. They do know each other. They hang out. They have dinner after fights and shit like that, and saving the world. Batman reveals himself to the world, and it basically the book ends with them recruiting new members. The end. So yeah, I think that's it. I think other than like the Batman centric books, I think everything, all these other Future State books are just 2 issues, and that's it. So I think
okay.
Yeah, they just hit it and quit it. One and done. That's it. So let's see. What do we got here? 616 Man, what you got for me? Morbius hilarious in cartoon. Just because, but he was unintentionally hilarious. That's the thing. Because he was over the top. That's why we can't let you write Batman, Cliff. All right, so what you got next?
I guess I'll do Fantastic Four, number 29.
Yeah, this is a head scratch to me. Like, you never do Fantastic Four.
Not lately, no. This is a King in Black tie-in. And I was like, what the hell? I thought this was a King in Black tie-in. I'm reading it for like fucking 20 pages and shit. Like, where's the King in Black shit?
Turns out, they got you. They got you.
It turns out this happens right before the Null invasion.
Okay.
So it leads up to the Null invasion. And it has, I haven't read Fantastic Four in a while, so I have no idea what's happening. Some machines that Richard Reed fucking built, some gate thing.
It's always a thing. The Forever Gate. The Forever Gate. I know.
Forever Gate. Yeah, the Forever Gate was there.
Yeah.
But no, there's this other thing he did with, and he ends up putting something happened to the Baxter building, and then they put it back together. with something Reed made. I don't know, a put together thing. Mabob.
Oh, cool. It's Reed. The science is there.
Yeah, whatever. And then I guess Johnny is going out with this chick named Sky. She's got wings. I don't know who she is. I don't know. She's some chick with wings. She can fly, and she's like, they're like they can mind meld or something. They can like E.T. You know, like E.T. and Elliot. They read each other's thoughts and feel each other's feelings. That's how Johnny and this winged chick named Sky. They that's how deep their love goes. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's because it's Valentine's Day. Maybe that's why they released this now. But they go on a date. They're on a date. They're shopping and shit. You know, they're skipping merrily down the lane. But Sue don't like her for some reason. Sue's all jealous or something. I don't know. She's spying on him. And at
all
some point,
and shit,
yeah, she's all invisible, like spying on Johnny and his date and shit. And then she gets had. Like she go, oh, ouch, and she trips or something. Oh no, a bird flies in her head.
She been had her powers this long and she does stupid shit like that?
Yeah, because she can do this thing where the Sky can do this thing that attracts birds.
Because she's got wings
and so she can like whistle and all these birds start flying around, and then one of them hits Sue in the face, but she's invisible. She's just,
so she got like bird shit on it and stuff.
Floating bird shit or whatever. Right. And they're like, oh, and then she forms and they're like, hey, it's what are you doing here? You know? And then of course that starts the family, drama. Like, you're spying on me and blah blah blah. And Sue and Johnny are fighting and shit. And then Null shows up and starts raining the space dragons down.
Oh, okay.
And that's when the battle starts happening. Everyone starts fighting. Johnny gets infected. Sue is, she's got that sound or she's got her barrier. So she's like fucking shit up. But they're getting their asses kicked. This is the beginning of the invasion. Everyone gets their asses kicked. So they're getting overwhelmed. At some point, Sue and Johnny's girlfriend, what's her name? Sky. Yeah, her name's Sky. Mm-hmm. They meet and they're like, they have a little, you don't trust me and blah blah. That's soap opera shit.
Right.
But it turns out, she can feel Johnny because they mind melded or whatever the fuck, and she's got this thing on her arm that that senses him or whatever. But since Johnny's infected with the symbiote, she gets infected with the symbiote. So then she venoms out, and her and Sue start fighting, and then it's just her and Sue, fighting and shit, and then she ends up escaping back to the Baxter building. They're like, yo, man, we're getting our asses kicked. She finds Reed. We got to do something. Call up everybody. We got to regroup, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, hey, Ben, you all right? You got to come meet us. We're going to regroup over here. And then it shows, Ben, whoops, shit. Ben's like, okay, I'll be right there. But he's all venomed out.
He look like Darkseid.
Yeah. And that's just says to be continued. Cool. It was whatever. It was, I'll give it 3 out of 5. It was, whatever. Yeah, 3 out of 5.
Like they didn't want to write a King in Black story, but they were like obligated to. So it's like, let me just throw this shit in.
And it was just a bunch of family drama,
right.
Sue and bitching at Johnny and
Did you get that? These writers, they don't like to write this shit. They don't like. They got their own shit they're telling. They don't like when somebody tell stop what you doing so we can have another alien invasion. Like, I'm telling my own story. Fuck you.
Yeah, it was an episode of fucking Gossip Girl or some shit.
Oh man! All right. So last book I'm going to do is not some Future State shit, not some King of Black shit. It's going to be. Well, I think I did it. Okay. Oh, I did do it. Okay. So, nope, that was you. Taskmaster #1.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't have it. Doesn't matter. Yeah, so the book is basically about, like I said, we've been keeping up with it. He's been framed for the murder of Maria Hill. So they have to, he's been framed for the death of Maria Hill. So he's trying to find some device from Hammer Industries that will somehow save him. I kind of forgot what happened in this book. But anyway, he's got to get the identifications of 3 people, like learn the body language of 3 people. One of them is Phil Coulson. We've already learned that one. One is Okoye. He hadn't made it to it yet. And this book, he's doing Amy Han. That is the one he's doing now. So basically, the book starts off. We find him in Seoul, Korea. He's with some terrorists and basically says, I'm going to pay you guys, I'm going to give you all superpowers, basically. You all are going to be the strength of 10 men and shit like that. And then as soon as it's time for him to pay him, he also stole some Ant-Man tech, some bootleg Ant-Man tech off the black market and shrinks himself and runs off. As soon as it does that, some Korean Superman shows up. I don't know this guy's name. He's part of the Tiger Division. Okay. And they're like, yeah, well, Taskmaster gave us the strength of 10 men. They're like, bam, breaks his arm. Nothing happened to them. They got no powers. Taskmaster fucked them over. They get arrested. Korean Superman takes them to their base, the head of the Tiger Division. Basically, he can talk to Amy Han. So that's the person that not Deadpool. I keep getting them too confused. Taskmaster wants to he got to get close to her to get her signature, her body language signature, stuff like that and stuff. So he just sits in there, listening in the conversation. They're just saying, so what's been going on? These guys, they said something about Taskmaster. Like, is he dangerous? Nah, he's a joke. He's nobody. They're like, oh, damn, man. Why you gotta talk about him like that? So he's hearing a conversation about them. But then his bootleg Ant-Man tech starts fucking up. And he starts beeping and starts growing. He's like, oh, shit, I got to get out of there. So Korean Superman, what the fuck this guy name is, starts to heat vision him, but he runs off just in time. He goes through the thing, and he like, as long as I stay here, they won't find me. And then the thing malfunctions, he turns back to normal again. So, yeah. So he's stuck in there. He pulls his knife out. He's like, I can't use my sword because it's in close combat, but I seen Winter Soldier use a knife before, so I'm good. So then this superhero shows up called the White Fox shows up, tries to do him, and he just beats the shit out of her. It's nothing. But he's like, her body language is familiar. I've seen this before. So he like, boy, it doesn't matter. And then he gets some shot. And then this is my favorite panel of the book right here, when he just starts doing all this shit he learned from other people. Like Captain America talks about the window. I learned this stomp from Shang-Chi. And and that's me like, oh, that's where I know you from. You're Amy Han. That's you. And then as soon as that happens, Black Widow shows up. And for some reason, he just goes nuts and starts shitting his pants. Oh shit, Black Widow's here. Like, why are we scared of Black Widow? But anyway, he's scared of Black Widow. He takes off running. He's like, whatever you do, arrest me. Don't let her get me. Because she thinks he killed Maria Hill. So he's coming to just wipe him out, assassinate, and be done with it. So while they're arguing, his plan B kicks in. And that thing that he put it in those Korean terrorist organization, it wasn't to make them super strong. It actually activates some kind of psychic nuke in front of them, which like knocks out everybody in the building. Gives them like psychic nightmares and shit, except for him.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, but he had like this thing in his helmet that blocks it. So everybody's taken out. He's just like, okay, Black Widow, I'm sick of her shit. I can kill her right now and be done with this. I ain't got to be on Nick Fury's leash. I can go about my business, get my jobs again, that's it. But he's like, but nah, I can't do that. I got to find out who cleared me. So instead, he writes on the wall, I didn't kill Maria Hill, leaves him up alive. Next issue. Now he said I'm going to Wakanda. And we see him fighting the Dogs of War, or whatever, the Hatut Zarati, or whatever they call, with Okoye standing behind and getting ready to like, okay, y'all wear him down before I get him, So, yeah. So that's the book. That's pretty cool. Like I said, I've been enjoying
That's pretty funny.
Book. Yeah, it's just a fun book to read. It's no big deal about it. So, yeah. But I'm booked out. What you got?
I got this Homesick Pilots #3.
Cool.
I was really digging this book until this issue. So this is basically about this house, this haunted house, that the objects in the house gets taken out, but they're possessed. The people who take them, and this girl, she's in this punk rock band. The house uses her to go find those objects and bring them back. And yeah, that's what happens. And some shit happens in this book. And basically one of her friends, I think, he goes there to the house, and then something happens to him. But then while she's looking for, I think, a VCR that came from the house, some other like entity is attacking her. And I don't know. It's weird. And I was just like, man, where's the big... In issue 1, the house like became alive like a big giant Godzilla monster and started tearing up the town. I'm like, where the fuck is that? That was in issue 1, and I haven't seen that yet. So, yeah, this is, I don't know if I'm going to stay with this. So, 3 out of 5, I guess. Yeah.
Is it saying how many more issues it has to go? Or?
I don't know, man. This is third one. I mean, it was getting interesting, and I appreciated, it takes place back in the 90s. I appreciated, the punk rock metal kids that the characters are. But now I'm like, okay, now I want them to do some cool shit. And, what's he talking about? I just bought 101 weird.
Is that new? Cliff, is that new? That don't sound like some new stuff. That sounds like some 70s stuff. I don't know.
House of Secrets. That's the. I used to read the House of Mystery, the Elvira House of Mystery.
Yeah, he did. Now I want to go back to this comment. Now that's the first thing I was thinking, Cliff, that it was Leja, the Scroll White, but it's not that because they're cool. So there's got to be some new chick. There's got to be some new chick. I'm thinking. You talking about that Scroll chick, that date that Johnny was on?
No, she had
Johnny used to be married to a Scroll.
Yeah, they mentioned like all his other exes and shit. No, yeah. I'll show you. She's some alien chick.
Yeah, that's what I feel. You say House of Secrets. I'm like, yeah, that's some old school shit there.
Yeah, let me load. It's loading my library. Okay, yeah, Fantastic Four. Where's she at? Here she is. This is her.
Oh, let me see.
Her name's Sky.
That's definitely not Elijah, I don't think. Layla, or whatever the hell her name was.
Yeah, she got wings and she got that thing on her arm, has like some sort of connection with Johnny, and they can feel each other's feelings and shit, whatever. So cool. Yeah, I didn't know. Like I haven't read any of the Dan Slott Fantastic Fours at all, except like that one where the Immortal Hulk showed up. I think I don't even think he wrote that
laser shit. That's some 80s shit though. So that's let's see. That's what we got. Oh, he got. Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah. She's not white. Yeah.
It's Johnny. Johnny don't care. Green, blue, black.
She got wings.
Yellow.
And she got wings.
Right. He's into that shit. He like Captain Kirk. He doesn't give a fuck. Shoot. Anything else you got?
I'm booked out.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm booked out. Well, it wasn't shit. It was a light week. I'm surprised. A light week.
We were just finding shit to read.
Yeah, I'm surprised I read that many.
Yeah, like, and I wasn't gonna read no more. There was a bunch of more Future State shit, but I'm just like, I'm good. I'm all right. Yeah, I read enough. I don't care what Robin Eternal is doing in the future.
That's why, Cliff. That's why she was tripping.
No, I don't ever sue like that. Oh man. Probably so. Yeah, but like I said, appreciate everybody for sticking around. Like I said, we had a lot of activity for doing, I guess, our first afternoon. This is our first afternoon show where we do this type of format. So
Afternoon Delight.
Afternoon Delight, yeah. So we're here. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. Yeah, like I said, next week we don't know what we're gonna do. We'll come back, do some more stuff. No, we got stuff tomorrow. We got some tomorrow.
Oh yeah, RoboCop.
RoboCop. Okay, tomorrow, check back with Outright Geekery. We're doing a RoboCop review. Not the bullshit from 2014, the classic OG 1987, the one that we were all too young to watch, but we watched RoboCop shoot up a crack house. And the bad guy snort coke off a chick's titties. That shit we were watching. We were 8, 9 years old. So that's the shit.
Shooting motherfuckers in the dick. Yeah.
Right. That's the shit. We're gonna review that movie tomorrow. It's not gonna be us. We're gonna have Gomer. We're gonna have the other guys with us also. The Geek Criterion. So definitely jump in. Take a look. See what we got here. Let's see what we got here, Cliff. Yeah. Cliff, tune in tomorrow. 7:00 is when we're doing it. We're gonna do it tomorrow at 7:00. So you wanna jump in with that. I'll have some advertisement going on with that also. But until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
And Dark Side is.
And this is what it feels like. And this is what it feels like. Reason I survive, cause a nigga is special first. You get successful, then it gets stressful thirst. Niggas gon' test you, see what your texture's worth. Diamonds and pipes, one of them pressure burst. Street niggas, still I get checks and spurts. I'm for peace, but before I get pressed, I murk. Better days pray for, but expecting worse. At this level, bullshit, I'm just less concerned. Cruising in the 6, looking at the proceeds of rap music on my wrist. Drop another mixtape, my shit booming out this bitch. Young Malcolm, I'm the leader of the movement out this bitch. Look, and this is what it feels like. Reach a level, make you question, is it real life? All the weed good, all the pussy real tight. And the only rule, keep your dollar bills right. This is what it feels like. And this is what it feels like. And this is what it feels like. And this is what it feels like.
Scorpion bricks, way before Orbeez double disc. 40 on my lap, clap, sound like 40 did the mix. Filtered bass, Sivco, like a Michelin star chef. Kiss to my wrist, I go dummy with my left. IRS on my dick, try to audit all my checks. Too late, you know they hate when you become more than they expect. You let them crackers storm your capital, put their feet up on your desk, and yet you talking tough to me. I lost all my little respect, I'm selling weed in the open, bringing folks home from the feds. I know the payback gon' be mean. I'm saving all my little bread, pray for me, y'all. One day I'ma have to pay for these thoughts. Real niggas is this thing, it ain't safe for me, my dog. They killing niggas in their own hood, that makes sense to you at all. You burnt your bridge to the other side, you know you can't swim across. Y'all know niggas can't swim, they fried Mike after he died. Y'all know niggas can't win, you never land, no jokes aside. I arrived on the day Fred Hampton got assassinated, just to clarify further. What y'all gave birth is the chairman mixed with Jeff Ford. Big step on the jet with my legs crossed. Black stones on my neck, y'all can't kill Christ. Black Messiah is what I feel like. Shit ain't gon' stop cause y'all spill blood. We gon' turn up even more since y'all killed
Cuz. And this is what it feels like. 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 Feels like as he fucking should. And this is what it feels like. Feels so fucking good. And this is what it feels like. And this is what it feels like. Feels so fucking good. And this is what it feels like.